The Cleveland Cavaliers finished 51-31 on the season and number 4 in the Eastern Conference, but ran up against the New York Knicks in the first round and were sent packing in 5 games. What's next for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are still trying to find their way after the LeBron James era?
I want to start by saying this. The Cleveland Cavaliers exceeded my expectations this season.
Ooh.
They just did. I didn't expect them to be top 4 in the Eastern Conference at the end. Donovan Mitchell was a huge part of that. With them bringing him over, really helped propel this new era for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I think that needs to be acknowledged. So that's number one. With all that being said, if they don't fix their bench, they will not see a deep playoff run in the near future. So what they need to do next is figure out what their bench is going to be, get some shooters and some more playmakers. Because what they had in the playoffs, it was glaring that was a missing piece for their potential deep playoff run for this season. Yeah, new bench.
Okay, I agree with you, but I also think it cannot be the Donovan Mitchell show. It
Yeah.
can't. He has a capable backcourt mate in Darius Garland, and I think that needs to be acknowledged as well. I think they also need an upgrade at small forward. This is Isaac Okoro and Danny Green.
Not it. Not it.
No,
Oh,
no,
no, no, no. Go
that's
ahead
not
and put
going to
the
do it.
package together. Matter of fact, I recommend that you just put this package together. And here it is. Isaac Okoro, Karis LeVert. I'm sorry, I know. Yeah, you got to go. Karis LeVert. You may want to consider Ricky Rubio. And I did like Ricky Rubio before he got hurt, before he was injured. But whatever he was able to do when he came back, I don't know. So if you want to, because since they gave Ricky Rubio a new contract, if you just want to ride out one more season with Ricky Rubio, I'm okay with if he's not a part of this package. But Isaac Okoro, your rookie, Karis LeVert, them two, and Danny Green, just because.
Danny. Just because.
Just because. Put a little package together just to upgrade the bench. You're not going to get, superstars with that package, but you can at least get some decent bench pieces because it's just not, I was not pleased with their production in the postseason at all.
Yeah, what do you think they're going to get? Well, I understand why you threw in Karis LeVert because to me, he's the dangling fruit.
He will be the one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
he's not going. I'm not looking for the Cleveland Cavaliers to get starters. No. I'm talking about bench support, right? So if Karis LeVert is going to be that catalyst to to get you someone else, because it's not going to be Isaac Okoro and it won't be Danny Green. So he has to be the one, right?
Okay.
That's why I say if you want to consider Ricky Rubio can be still a nice piece somewhere coming off the bench. So yeah, got to upgrade the bench. Imperative.
I think they need to be in search of a legitimate backup for Darius Garland, which you talking about Ricky Rubio. Yeah, I say send him packing too. But I think Evan Mobley and Jerry Allen, as big as they are, I'm going to need them to get a little nasty. I need them to get some dog in them because they went soft. They went soft to me in the playoffs. And what's the point of being this paint protection in the regular season if the playoffs come and y'all just letting everybody just waltz right in? Ain't nobody scared to come in there.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
They need to get some dog in them.
You know what? I'm glad they had this experience being together, and I think they need to run them two back again for next season. So I don't want them to do that. But what I will say this, I do expect to see Evan Mobley and Jared Allen bulk up just a tad. just a smidget bigger in girth. For the upcoming season. I think it'll help them be a lot more dominant. And, especially when we're talking about the postseason. They were fine in the regular season, clearly, because the Cavs were number 4 in the standings. But for the postseason, I think they need to just be a little bit more stronger. I would like to see that. And I would also like to see them utilize Dean Wade more as a backup to Mobley. It's a little bit. Let me just see what he can do. Give him more minutes in the regular season so he can build up his skills, so he can be a great backup option for Mobley when we get to the postseason for next year. So that's what I'm saying. I just think they need to just do a couple little tweaks on their roster, put a nice little package together to upgrade their bench, and I think they can do it again. And I have to agree with you. I'm going to talk. Let's go back to Donovan Mitchell. I'm going to need coach to have a serious conversation with him. Yeah, it is okay to share the ball. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to do this by yourself. Stop feeling like you have to, because when you feel like you have to do it by yourself is when it doesn't work well. So yeah, I agree. I agree with that one.
Yeah. It's Kobe Bickerstaff now. This is his third season, right? However, in his first season in 2021, they won 22-50. They were 13th now. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell, but they did have Garland. Second season, they went 44-38, finished eighth, but he did have Lauri Markkanen. Did not use Lauri Markkanen
Didn't
properly.
know, sure didn't.
Clearly, because Lauri is a baller, and we didn't know that until he got to the Utah Jazz.
That's
All right.
correct. Yep.
2023, this season, they finished fourth in the East. Now you got Donovan and Darius, Evan and Jared, and Karis LeVert, who was your third leading scorer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him 1-2 years max to turn this thing around.
Yeah, they're going to have to go at least to the conference. What's the turnaround for them? Conference finals?
At least. It can't be first round exit.
Cannot be first round exit. No, that is first round exit is unacceptable. And second round exit is acceptable if they go 7. I'm going to need this. What I'm saying is that when you can do 7 in a series, it just seems a lot more that you had more fight than when it was 5.
Yeah. All right, let's switch gears to the Memphis Grizzlies, who, golly, kicked out of first round. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No,
I did not.
No. And I was like, I said the Grizzlies are about to really show the NBA community who they are and what they have. They're going to come out of round 1. I had them coming out of round 1. I really did.
Yeah.
The epic collapse. Didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
But it's necessary. It is necessary for their maturity, because that's exactly what I expect them to be next season. A lot more mature, a lot more experience, number one, just by default, but mature. And that's going to help them.
Okay. Now, I think the Grizzlies, this is probably going to be unpopular, but I think they're going to feel the absence of Dillon Brooks.
Absolutely.
The grit and grind starts with him. It doesn't start with Ja Morant. It doesn't start with Desmond Bane. No, Dillon Brooks. He's your gritty defender. He's the guy who's leading the charge on, I'm in your face, I'm in your jersey, I'm in your grill all game. The other guys don't. They're not the leaders of that, to me.
I agree.
Yeah. And, missing Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, I think that hampered them big time. May have had a different outcome.
I don't know, though. Off the court issues have an impact on court performance. It just did. And Ja Morant owned it. He was like, yeah. So if you don't think that those things matter, they do matter. And that's why I'm saying I think that this experience that the Grizzlies went through will will advance their maturity into playing. I don't ever want them to lose their dog, though. I'm not saying become mature and lose your dog. I'm saying become mature, which means that you will know how to handle your dog a little bit different. That's all I'm saying, right? So keep it, because that is a part of it. And you just, kind of have one of the dog pound members walk out. He left. They didn't want to know more. So, you're going to have to figure out what that looks like. And I think also they're going to need a cultural shift. And Coach Taylor Jenkins, you're at the head of that. You have to now help control that culture. And I was disappointed in there at the end. I did not expect them to have this unfashionable exit from the round 1. I didn't.
Yes. Now, Luke Kennard is their oldest player, right? But he went out with a shoulder in game 6, was crucial for them in game 5. But when he went out, I said, okay, so you lost your bigs and you lost your guy who can light it up from 3. It was pretty much a wrap. The Grizzlies have proved that they can win without Ja Morant, and that is primarily because of the play of Tyus Jones. Now, How long will Tyus Jones want to continue to be the backup point guard? Because he's the highest paid backup point guard in the NBA, because he's capable. At some point he's gonna say, okay, I'm sick of being second fiddle. I'm ready to run my own team. And if they lose him, that's going to really change the dynamic of the Memphis Grizzlies.
And you know what, though? And he can go somewhere else. I got a couple of teams in mind. A couple of teams where he can start right now. One of them will be the Chicago Bulls. Absolutely. 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 Yeah. Oh, no. There's some teams out there that can utilize his skill set from the start. Not off the bench, from the start.
Yep.
So, yeah, they'll have to do something to really, really. And how do they do that when they have Ja Morant there? I don't know. I know they need to go ahead and open up the checkbook and go ahead and just, extend the contract of Xavier Tillman. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, you need that. He did okay. He came through one game and helped y'all win that one game you guys did in the playoffs. He did really well
Yeah.
with that. So yeah, I don't see why y'all just wouldn't go ahead and let him stay.
Right, right. I think Steven Adams, he's one of the vets as well, 10 years in the NBA. At 29 years old, it's still a very young team. But funny thing is, Dillon Brooks, 27, he was technically one of the vets as well, but I think he operated like one of the young dudes too. It's just kind of weird. I'm a vet, but I still, relate to Dejan
Yeah.
Morant, the 23-year-olds,
Mhm.
and Desmond Baines, the
Mhm.
24-year-olds.
Mhm.
So I think they just need a veteran presence. And maybe a lot of the stuff that they experience on the road that Steven Adams talked about, if he can be a stronger vet presence, maybe none of that would have even happened, or it would have been minimized, and maybe it would have been a different outcome in the playoffs.
You know what? Though I understand vets. I get the vets. They are needed for a sounding, a foundation for a roster. But if the young cat's not listening, it don't matter how much you talk.
That's
It doesn't
true.
matter. They have to go through these experiences. And I think that's what the Memphis Grizzlies actually were up against this time. I don't expect to see the Memphis Grizzlies do this again. I don't expect that. I expect them to be able to, if they're going to talk, back it up. If they don't learn nothing else from this series, that should be the lesson. That right there. And watch your off the court activities and make sure they don't bleed in to on court production. That's just it.
All right, so let's talk about these Sacramento Kings. They're like the beam Sacramento Kings. Oh my goodness, what's next for them?
Oh my gosh, run it back. That's what's next for them. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. And one other thing, find a true center. Who's going to be that person? And move DeMontis to power forward. Shift him on over. He is not big enough. He was not big enough in the playoffs. And as a matter of fact, at the end of the season, I said to myself, he's not big enough to manage what all of these big bodies are bringing. And I noticed it in their last game with the Jazz. I said, ooh, DeMontis, you by yourself in this? What? When
Yeah.
those, you talking about somebody got a long, tall, lengthy guys, the Utah Jazz, they were coming at him so tough, and he was like a little guy in the middle. Little guy in the middle. So I think they just need some more rim protection, and they need to consider bringing in another center.
DeMontis Sabonis shrunk big time in the
Yes, he
playoffs. They have
did.
him listed at 7 foot and 240. They
No, no,
lying.
no. He's
DeMontis Sabonis
6'9", 10 at
at
best.
at best, you're absolutely right, and that's exactly. I have that too. They definitely need to find a true center, one that
Yes.
actually wants to bang with the bigs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall the Kings had a successful season, right? You got the coach of the
Oh,
year, you got the clutch player of the
yes,
year, and
yes.
here recently McNair picked up executive of the year for the Sacramento Kings. I mean, it's just been a slam dunk for them all season,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. They don't. I'm saying a minor tweak, not even a major one, a minor tweak. But I don't want them to get a center like a Rudy Gobert. No, find one that's more aggressive and more agile, that has more skill than just standing up under the basket. I don't want you to do that. You may want to consider, and you mentioned this in the text that we were going through when we were talking. They may want to look at Ayton.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not mad at that one. DeAndre Ayton, you want to play for the Kings? You want to like the team? Because I can tell you right now, you're not going to be with the Suns. So, yeah, Ayton may fit right. That may be a great fit for Ayton.
Yes, I would
Because Ayton
love
got
to
the
see
skill.
that.
Trust that.
Yeah, they need a bully on the block because the way DeMontis allowed Draymond Green to take his lunch. Draymond Green took his lunch, and the Kings need just a bigger body shoot. I would even take John Collins play a center too. If you DeAndre Ayton, John Collins, players like that.
John Collins. Now let's talk about that. What you will get is some dog. You're not about to bully John Collins. Oh. No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Huh. I can't wait. So yeah. So for me, everything else, maintain. If you make some, whoever you may get in the draft, that's fine. And I want Keegan Murray to get this offseason, call up Curry's coach, shooting coach, and get with him. Because I know you have it. But if you can find consistency, you're gonna be a great player for the Kings next season. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. They
Yeah.
need more from Keegan Murray. They need more consistency from Keegan Murray for sure. But again, he's new. He's a rookie. Come on, he's
Yeah.
fresh in the league, and this
Fresh.
experience is gonna help, propel him to be great in the future. So who are the Kings? I want to say the most exciting team this season for me was the Sacramento Kings.
It was. And honestly, that was the most exciting series because
Yes.
every series since then, the fans, what? They set the Sacramento Kings fans set the bar for how loud an arena should be. And these other arenas, they can't even light a candle. They can't light a candle to what the Kings are doing.
They're not giving me no energy. Not even the LA Lakers fan
Mm-mm.
base. I just don't feel it. I expect to be blown out by the fans, and I haven't been. The Sacramento Kings have been and I will even go far as to say they have had that Kings and Warriors series have been the best series so far in the whole playoffs. Even in the conference semifinals, for me, that is still the Warriors and Kings matchup was still the best. It is still the best. So much fun to watch. So fun.